One of my favorite things about Bloodborne are the different types of horror FromSoft was able to put into the game. This has a wide range from gore to cosmic to whatever this is. However, playing through the game, I never really noticed just how all of this was put together into Bloodborne. Now, recently, I took a long break from Bloodborne due to classes and a busy schedule, and also the difficulty of fighting the Orphan of Kos, which took me about 60 or 70 tries, but I finally was able to beat it, and then beating the rest of the game followed quickly after that. But being forced to look at Orphan as I tried to defeat it got me thinking about not only Orphan's lore, but the different ways Bloodborne portrays mothers and children in its story. And in this video, I want to discuss how FromSoft and Bloodborne portray killing a child and how it affects its mother, the player, and the killer. For clarification, I will be saying there are 4 mothers and children that you can interact with in Bloodborne. The mothers being Kos, Queen Yharnam, Ariana, and Yasevska. Kos's child is the Orphan of Kos. Queen Yharnam's child is Murgo. Ariana's child is unnamed, and I don't really know what to describe it, so here's like a photo of it. And quick sidetrack, Yasevska's child is pretty debated as it's unclear if she was pregnant during the blood moon, but for the sake of this video, I will say she does, and I'll discuss how you could think of her not being pregnant or being pregnant. And ultimately, I think her and Ariana's stories kind of tell a similar ending. I believe these 4 mother and children combos tell us similar thematic themes of gift and curses, and consensual and non-consensual childbirth. In Bloodborne, there are 2 mothers who purposely want their kids, those being Kos and Queen Yharnam. Both of their kids happen to be children of Great Ones. Starting with the latter, it is unknown if Yharnam truly wanted her child, but based on how she acts in the game, I think it's safe to say she does. When we meet Yharnam in the Nightmare of Mensis, she waits by the Lunarium, looking up for her child. And in the Chalice dungeons, when we fight Queen Yharnam, we can clearly see her pregnant and defending her child. So whatever the case is, we can see some sort of attachment to Murgo before and after their birth. As for Kos, it is unquestionable that they wanted a child, as they are a Great One. Every Great One yearns for a child, and does the best to try in creating one. And I do believe Kos gave up her physical body to try to give birth to her child, and this physical body is the creature we see in the Orphan's arena. For these mothers, their children can be seen as gifts. For Yharnam, an actual gift given to her by a Great One, and for Kos, a literal gift of luck that she is able to have one. Because of this, we can see these mothers are devoted to their consensual and wanted children. As mentioned, Queen Yharnam waits outside the Lunarium, trying to free her child. In Kos, we can later see creates a curse to those who wish death upon her child. Now, if we see these children as gift, what is the curse? And I think that happens to the people who try to harm these children. They become cursed. This is quite obvious with the Orphan of Kos. The first hunters, including German and Lady Maria, are said to have defiled Kos's corpse, and most likely defiled orphans as well, mutilating the bodies in their research. And there is a chance that they even killed the baby Great One, though that is unclear. But because of this, Kos created the Hunter's Nightmare, which in all aspects is a world created to curse all hunters. As for Murgo, it is not clear, but I believe that the School of Mensis tried to commune and control Murgo, who was a child of Odin, and after this is what created the Scourge of the Beast, which cursed the lands of Yharnam. Bloodborne shows that these 2 mothers see their children as gifts, and when they are hurt or taken, a curse is set upon those in the lands that were involved.
This curse, a bottomless sea, accepting of all that there is and can be.
However, there are 2 mothers with non-consensual kids, both Ariana and fake Yasevska. Now, I mentioned that it's unclear if fake Yasevska is pregnant or not, so I'll cover it here. And also, a lot of you are probably confused why I'm adding fake in front of her name. Yasevska is a woman within a clinic in Yharnam who helps gives the hunter magical blood. When we awaken Bloodborne, we meet the real one, but throughout the story, at some time she is replaced, and the people we send to her clinic are tested and turned into weird alien Great One mixes. This new imposter, fake Yasevska, is most likely a member of the Choir of Mensis, due to the fact that when you attack her, she uses the same attack a lot of choir members also use, seen later on in the game. After defeating Rom and revealing the blood moon, Yuseska is seen in pain on a patient bed, bent over in pain. She says things are writhing in her and seeing strange things. It is unclear if this is due to insight because of the blood moon's reveal or pregnancy from a great one. And I don't think we'll ever get an answer for that, but for the sake of this video, we can say that she is pregnant. As for Ariana, she is a prostitute you meet in Yharnam, and you can bring her back to Odin's chapel, and eventually, after the blood moon, she too gets pregnant. Ariana's pregnancy from a great one is most likely due to her being in Odin's chapel and her blood, related to that of the queen in, I forget the name of the place, but the place you farm Martyr Ligarius. Ariana and Yuseska's children are not gifts like Yharnam's, rather they are unconsensual children and curses. These women did not want their children, and it was forced upon them due to the blood moon and the great ones. Because of this, I believe they are treated as curses for the women. And in both instances, when we the hunter kill the children, it involves the death of their mother. Ariana most likely dies soon after giving birth, but only fully dies when we killed her child. As for Yuseska, when we kill her we also kill her child. In both cases, the hunter is not cursed for death, like those of Great One children in the past, but rather we are gifted with 1/3 of an umbilical cord. Now this could be because we're some sort of moon presence hunter or something unrelated, but it is interesting that nothing bad happens from this. On the contrary, we are actually gifted with items that help us unlock a secret ending, making this more of a positive exchange. So in this case, the curse, children defiling and killing them, gives us a gift, the complete opposite of those of wanted children. Now, as a pretty young dude with no kids, I am definitely not the right messenger about parenthood and less so about being a mother. But that being said, I do think it's important to think about why FromSoft and Bloodborne are saying the unwanted children that we interact with are curses, and highlighting the wanted children as creating curses to those who interact with them. And I think this highlights the horror of childbirth. The two types of children we meet in the game are consensual versus non-consensual childbirths, which in itself touches on a major aspect of feminine horror. Pregnancy is often compared to receiving a gift, often from God, and Bloodborne takes this literally. But pregnancy can also be seen as a curse, something a childbearing person has to bear even when they are not ready. This, I can imagine, would be even worse in a medieval setting or a place like Yharnam, where medicine, basic hygiene, and pregnancy knowledge is not even close to what it is today. Even when looking at pregnancy, it can be seen as a gift or a curse for the mother and the child. For the mother, we often hear about the child being a gift, and this is the case for Yharnam. And for the child, it can be seen as a curse to be born into the world, especially a place like Bloodborne. An example of this could be the Orphan of Kos or Ariana's child, who both are immediately killed after their birth. However, by switching the gift and curse, the mother's curse would be being forced to take care and raising a child. Pregnancy is not easy, and it is not easy to carry a fetus and embryo inside of you, so this could be seen as a curse. But as for a child, their gift is the gift of life, getting nutrients from their mother and being able to be raised and live a life. I think Bloodborne and Miyazaki took this into factor when creating the mothers in this game. Bloodborne shows that motherhood is nuanced, shifting violently depending on power, consent, and loss. And despite all the other scary stuff in this game, these are still grounded in real horrors found today, which in a way makes it even scarier than the monsters we fight in Bloodborne.